Hi there. Welcome to the official website of Voice of Nations. It's a great pleasure and privilege to welcome you on our website today. We hope you have a wonderful experience and be inspired. You are currently listening to Dr. Sylvia-Forchap Likambi, the founder and CEO of Voice of Nations, and a leading empowerment and transformation authority, best-selling author, transformational coach, speaker, and well-being coach. It's a pleasure to have you on board. Voice of Nations is an award-winning non-profit organization, specifically community interest company, based in Liverpool with a global outreach. Our vision is to transform the lives and status of young girls and women so they become aware of their rights and full potential and excel into positions of leadership and financial independence so they may live a life of purpose and fulfillment. It is our core conviction that all humans are born equal, and every single individual on planet Earth is unique, special, and endowed with great abilities and potential to equip our world and add value to our world, and specifically to accomplish a unique mission on planet Earth, what I refer to as their purpose of existence. At Voice of Nations, we also strongly believe that knowledge is power or potential power, and people are disadvantaged or less privileged due to lack of knowledge. How do we actually empower women to become aware of their rights and full potential and transform their lives, to live a purposeful life and thrive into leadership positions? We do this by educating them, empowering them, inspiring them, motivating them through workshops, consultation, one-to-one sessions. It can be coaching, mentoring, guidance, leadership conferences, so they might become aware of who they truly are, their greatest strengths, skills, and also have role models that they can actually emulate so they can thrive and become all that they've ever dreamed of becoming, knowing that all things that the mind can conceive and believe can be achieved. And that's what we stand here to do as Voice of Nations. Why women? I know some of you might be asking these questions. We work with women, but we also work with families, so men and women. In fact, we've launched Voice of Nations Men Empowering Nations. We work with women because in the UK specifically, women are the core of families. Statistics have shown that 9 out of 10 lone parent homes in the UK are headed by women. What does that tell you and me? It tells us that our future, or the young ones of tomorrow, the leaders of tomorrow, will be led to the world by women. If these women are not empowered, if these women are disadvantaged, if these women are abused, less confident, what message will they pass on to their children? Therefore, it is fundamental that these women are empowered, as they are the builders of nations. They are the builders of tomorrow leaders. And an empowered, confident woman will pass that same, attribute to her children. Hence, when you empower a single woman, you go beyond a single woman, because you empower her children. You empower a family, a generation, a community, a nation, and the world at large. That's the reason why we choose women. And despite being the core of families, the leader of most single homes, these women are disadvantaged, highly uneducated. The majority of illiterates worldwide, even in the UK, are women. At higher educational level, more than 50% of, students are women. But this is quite strange because it is not reflected in the economic situation of our nation. Women are less privileged, they are disadvantaged. They earn less, far less than men. They find themselves in unskilled jobs or part-time jobs because of caring responsibilities and other reasons. They are paid less than men. So you can name those disadvantages. However, we are not here to point, a finger or to name all the disadvantages that exist. It's too easy to find problems, to identify problems. We want to bring about the solution. We want to find the solution. We want to bring hope for a better, community, a better Britain, a better world where women are empowered, women are confident, and women teach their children just to become the same. So we work in 5 key areas. The first area, as I mentioned, knowledge is power, is about empowering women. Help is a word that we hardly use at Voice of Nations. We don't want to help people. We don't want to just give aids that people become deficient or weaken, that they don't go out and look for themselves. It's like, I love this saying, if you teach me how to fish, you feed me for a lifetime. You give me fish, you feed me only for a day. And when you are no longer alive, then I become dependent because I'm constantly looking for you to hand over your fish to me. But when you teach someone how to fish, at Voice of Nations, that's what we want to do. We want women to have the tools, the resources, the knowledge to be able to create the world that is within them. We don't want to just share our world with women, disadvantaged women, young girls and families. We want to show them the power within them that they have to create world for themselves, for their community, and for the life ahead of them, or for the future or the generations to come. So we work fundamentally to make women become knowledgeable, to empower them, which simply means we enable them to unlock the power, authority, and influence within them, so they may use that when they deal with societies, people, institutions, and bring about change. We don't only, when I say knowledge, tell them to go to school, become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. Absolutely no. It is fundamental that they know who they truly are. They have knowledge of the truth about themselves, the basic, the foundation. We work in bringing real and permanent transformation. And real and permanent transformation comes from within. You don't build a home from the external. You start from the foundation. And the foundation of Voice of Nations is creating that awareness of each woman's unique identity, each individual's unique identity, as it says in our core conviction, that you are all unique and special and endowed with great potentials and abilities to impact our world. We want to unleash your greatness, your potential. So the knowledge is about yourself first and foremost. Knowledge of the truth about yourself, your greatest strengths, your weaknesses as well. But we don't focus a lot on the weaknesses because your weaknesses will never define you as an individual. We focus on those strengths that define you, those strengths, so we try and magnify them so you become your strengths and you start impacting your world. However, there are some weaknesses that might inhibit you from fulfilling your purpose or maximizing your strengths, such as negativity, pessimism, lack of confidence, bitterness, hatred, anger, and all of that. We work on such weaknesses so they don't inhibit you from fulfilling your greatest strength. So once we've actually helped you to highlight your greatest strengths as a woman, as a child, or even a male, you know your strengths. So in other words, we are guiding you towards becoming aware of who you are, what defines you, why you are on earth, and the purpose that you have to fulfill on earth. Eventually, we know that, like I said, knowledge does not really bring about transformation. It is knowledge of the truth. If you have all this knowledge, you've gone to school, maybe you're a doctor, if you don't step out there, look for a job. So if you're not confident, in other words, to step out there and get that job or to impact the world, it's not going to make any difference. So the next part of our work is focused on confidence building, developing unwavering confidence. I'm not just talking on some confidence of 2 days, 3 days, some wow factor, and unshakable confidence. Unwavering confidence, which simply means trust in the self. Self-confidence is trust in yourself. At Voice of Nations, we enable you to become, trustworthy, that you trust yourself. You trust your abilities to pass judgment because you know your strengths, but you also know your weaknesses. So we start from the foundation because you know who you truly are now. You can trust yourself. It's not possible to trust someone we don't know. If I don't know myself, you don't know yourself, you could never trust yourself. So once we've helped you to become aware of who you are, you've gained that knowledge of your power, your potential, your strengths, your purpose, you can start trusting yourself and your ability to pass judgment. And in the things that you are not good at, you are weak at, you are confident to go out and ask for help because you understand you are not gifted in that area. It doesn't make you inferior. You just focus on your strengths and confidently ask for help in areas where you are not gifted or you are weak. The next thing we do, you've heard of this, it's not what you know that's important. It's who you know. I always tell people, get the knowledge first, because actually opportunity meets preparation. So if you are not prepared, you don't have the knowledge. I want to employ, for example, a doctor, a surgeon. You've not got that certificate. You are not ready. You cannot take that opportunity. You cannot make use of that opportunity. So it's fundamental that you get the knowledge first, you get the skills, who you are, your strengths, and then we want to connect you to the world. We want you to go out because you are meant to impact the world, not to hold your strengths and your gifts to yourself. So we do this through organizing conferences, the opportunities for people to network, meet different people. We do a lot of conferences, seminars, symposiums, where we invite other speakers, we invite other people who could be role model with the strengths that you need, with the gifts that you need, or ideas and visions. Some of them could become the mentors and role models of these women so they can emulate and they can look up to, knowing that success is possible even for them. So with all of these seminars, that's the goal of connecting, people together, of networking and iron sharpening iron, growing and thriving. Another key area we work in is health and well-being. We do a lot of health and well-being symposium. Like I said, I'm a medical professional by background. I'm a well-being coach and transformation expert. It is our goal to enable all the women and families we work with so they are empowered, not only, educationally, but also, spiritually, emotionally, physically, and health-wise. Because as I always say, your health is your greatest wealth. If you have all the knowledge in the world, you are confident, you know those who matter, the most important people in the world. If you are not healthy or if you are dead, there is nothing else you can do on planet Earth. It would only be your legacy that people will remember. So it is vital that you take care of your health and well-being. So we place a lot of emphasis on the health and well-being of women, their families, their children, and also men. So we can thrive and flourish in optimal mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health and well-being and achieve our purpose. Because the graveyard or the cemeteries are the wealthiest places in the world. We don't want women or people to go add value or wealth to that cemetery. We don't want you to die with books that you've never written. We don't want you to die with that great business that will change the world, $1 million business. We don't want you to go add that wealth to the cemetery. We don't want you to die with that great idea, that design, that product in your mind. So we work a lot on your mental, emotional, physical health and well-being. We do a lot of programs on that. And eventually, like we said, because you know yourself now, you know your greatest strengths, you know your purpose, you know who you are, you know why you're here on earth, and you know the people that matter, you are confident, you can step out boldly, your health does not fail you, your health is, great, it's your greatest asset, you are healthy, you can now impact your world, because you know who you are, you know your passions, you know your purpose, you can now gain more skills, because even though you are great at one thing, with each new day, we strive to become the best version of ourselves. We don't settle for who we are today. We don't settle with the strengths we have today. We always work on becoming the best version of ourselves every new day. With every new day and opportunity that you have to live. So we have all of these workshops, employability, skills to develop your strengths even further, to make you maximize your strengths. We also help those who want to start their own businesses so they can become self-employed. We have a lot of workshops, business coaching, business support, helping you with your business plan, bringing your ideas at that stage of idea, carefully knitting it together to become that great product that you actually design in your head initially as an idea. So we support a lot of women. We've supported over thousands of entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs. We currently have a funded program from the ESF that is to support people start their own businesses or get into employment. So we do a lot of work on building skills. You might have a great talent or a natural gift for cooking and passionate about cooking, yet you need to become the best cook in the world. You need to upgrade your skills and work constantly to improve your skills. Finally, when all of this is done, because you are becoming the best version of yourself, in other words, you are becoming a leading authority, we actually train people in leadership skills. You really cannot teach someone to become a leader. We all develop into the leaders we were born to be. We work with so many people at the beginning who said, I'm not a leader. If you're there watching me right now and you're saying, Sylvia, I'm not a leader, you're kidding. I want to tell you this. You are a leader. We are all leaders. As we started, if you are unique, you are special. There is none like you on planet Earth. Tell me, if I want to learn from you, if I want to become like you, if someone wants to become like you, who's going to teach them but you? So you are the unique person. Your uniqueness defines your area of leadership. I can't lead in every area. It's like the eye, the nose, the mouth. The eye is the lead, or the eyes are the lead when it comes to seeing. Sight to the body. The mouth is the lead when it comes to speaking, eating. We are all leaders in our own rights. Your strength, your uniqueness sets you apart from me and others and defines your leadership area. But like a child, a boy, a little baby boy who is born, in that boy is the potential of becoming a man. Yet not all boys develop into manhood. Some remain boys with childish attitudes all their lives. It takes some qualities, characteristics, responsibility to become a man. The same with a young girl. With a young girl is born a woman, a mother. Not all young girls become women. Some remain childish. Not even all become mothers. Some choose not to have children, or for some other reasons cannot have children. So we develop naturally into leaders. We are born to become leaders, but we develop. It takes some sets of characteristic skills like vision, inspiration, passion, leading by example, being positive, being passionate, having the vision so clearly. That's what we do in our leadership workshops, so we can bring out the leader in each woman we work with, in each individual we work with, so they can step out boldly and lead in that domain, even if it means leading in their homes, in their society, in their community, or go out there and impact the world at a larger scale, at a global scale. Remember we said, when you empower a single woman, you empower a nation. So we want these nation builders, women and nation builders, natural leaders. Natural leaders. We want to bring out the leaders in these women. We want to bring out the leaders in each single young girl we work with, so they can have that vision, that dream, and work daily, cultivating those qualities, those characteristics that defines a great and inspirational leader and thrive. So thank you so much for joining us at Voice of Nations. We want to work with you. We are very, very confident that no single individual, regardless of how gifted, how resourceful and passionate they are, is capable of changing our world alone. We need to work together, so we can make a huge impact in our world. So we invite you to work with us in so many capacities. Join us to volunteer, join us to become a partner, join us to fund or support a project, to run a project, to volunteer, to become a director, whatever it is that you feel that you want to give back, you want to add value, you are gifted in, we want to hear from you. Enjoy the rest of your browsing, and we hope you've had a wonderful time here with us at Voice of Nations.